Hello, welcome back. I'm sorry it's a little messy over here. I usually make the bed and stuff before I record, but she's napping and I'm not a monster, so we're doing it like this. If I do sound a little congested, I've been sick for a couple days, but you know, as the alpha men would say, the grind don't stop. So without further ado, let's get on our alpha ears and get going.
Sybil, it's not like those kind of alphas.
What do you mean?
No, Sybil, so...
What do you mean it's not like based on like alphas?
No, so it's based on alpha men, but it's not that kind of.
But I had to like look up the Omegaverse for this.
Yeah, no,
I know what
I'm so sorry you
Reddit
had to do
is
that.
because of this.
No, that is terrible.
And you're telling me this isn't the right video?
It's not that kind of video.
Okay, then what kind of alpha men are you talking about?
I'm talking about like the alpha men podcast bros today.
Oh, that's worse.
I know it's worse.
Oh, that's somehow worse. Okay, all right, yep.
Yeah, it's a lot worse.
No, you're right.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about the confusion.
Let's get into it.
You and Brian don't really get a say in this because you can't have kids.
Oh, no uterus.
Kids.
No, I have 2 kids. Even if I didn't have kids, the other reason I would have some say over this is because I have rational faculties and I can come to conclusions.
You can have a say, but you're not going to have the final say. It's not your choice. It's not your body.
Why would it not be? I'm the head of my household.
So you control your wife's body. You tell her when and what to do, every move to make. You tell like
Not every move.
what she's trying.
I've quite a lot to say.
Oh my god, 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 oh my god. I think that woman worded it perfectly of like, yeah, you're gonna have an opinion, you can have a say, but you don't have the final say. Like, sure, you can sit there and you can voice your opinion, and you can say how you feel about the subject, but that doesn't mean that the woman has to make the decision based off of you. So at the end of the day, like, that's her body, that's her autonomy. You can't force her into pregnancy. Well, I guess now you can. I mean, before Roe v. Wade was overturned, you couldn't, but now obviously you can be, which is so fucking horrendous and outrageous and absolutely disgusting. But if you're in a state where abortion is legal, like, yes, she does have the final say. And the fact that he's like, well, I'm the head of the household, so it's my decision. Absolutely not. I don't care if she isn't working and you're bringing home all the money and you have very traditional gender roles in your home. At the end of the day, that's still her body and her autonomy. You don't own her. She's not your thing. She's your wife. Like, there's an equal partnership when you have those terms. Your partner, your wife, your husband. There's like an equality when you use those terms. You know, she's not your thing. And the fact that he truly believed that statement, he truly believes, yes, I have the say almost over everything in my wife's life because I'm the head of the household. Live your life how you want. If you want to live with traditional gender roles, you live your life with traditional gender roles. But that doesn't mean you own another person. What the fuck? There's nothing manly about forcing your wife into doing things she doesn't want to do. Just putting that out there.
But I do think also some men who are masculine do need to learn to sit in their femininity. You don't
vulnerable
have to
be empathetic.
Why did they all use this same audio, by the way?
I'm what I'm trying to say.
No, do not be vulnerable with women.
But you've never been
in love.
Women are not built to handle masculine problems. Being vulnerable with a woman is some of the worst advice that modern day women give to men, because if I sit there and I cry to you, oh my god, my life is horrible, blah, 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 you might sit there and console me for a bit, but deep down you're like, you fucking bitch. You're gonna go and find someone.
So not true.
I know. Be human. Be human.
Again, this is a common example of women saying one thing but doing another. They're saying this right now because it's politically correct to say, you can cry to me, you can be vulnerable to me, etc. But deep down, if your man came to you and was crying on your shoulder saying, I don't know what's going on, her vagina's gonna dry up, she ain't gonna want to fuck with him anymore, and she's gonna look for a stronger, more capable man, because women are designed to look for security.
This is one thing that I will never get over with these alpha men videos, is the idea that you have women sitting here and telling you what they want, and then they turn around and then they're telling like other men like, don't listen to the women, they're lying, that's not what they want, listen to me, a man, on what women want. Like, bitch, what the fuck? You have 2 gorgeous women sitting here telling you exactly how they feel, and you're sitting there saying, you're lying, because one time in high school, my girlfriend was over my issues, and then she left me. Because one time in high school, like, that's the energy this guy gives. And there's so much nuance to this conversation, because sometimes when somebody does get vulnerable and they do tell you their emotions, they're not in the right. Yeah, I hit a kid with my car and I feel really bad about it, and like, yeah, it was on purpose, but I'm like reflecting on it and damn, I feel really upset about it. I might react with, what the fuck is wrong with you? And the only reason I bring that up is because I have been in situations where like a guy friend has come to me and they're upset because they cheated on their girlfriend and they got found out, and I'm sitting there like, why are you crying to me about this? That's why I'm creating this nuance, because it almost gives the vibe that maybe that happened to him, like something like that, where his feelings were not like catered to because he was in the wrong, because that's another thing you have to think about. But if you're just going up to somebody and you're like, oh, my life is really tough right now, like my job's really upsetting me, maybe you had a death in the family, maybe you're just having a bad day. Like that's stuff that is so valid to talk about and be vulnerable about and let somebody console you about. And nobody's gonna like look at you and turn away because of that. I mean, and if they did, then they're the minority and they're in the wrong here, not you for sharing your emotions. And to sit here and be like, every girl's pussy's gonna dry up when they're sitting here telling you that they find strength and vulnerability and they want you to be vulnerable. Let me give you some advice. There's nothing hotter than somebody that you can be 100% yourself with and 100% emotionally compatible with. When somebody shows you that they can be vulnerable with you, it shows that you can be vulnerable back, and it creates a space of like compassion and care. And in my opinion, sex is better because you feel safe and you feel like you can trust somebody. So therefore, it's better. And I'm only bringing this up because of the fact that he's like, her pussy's gonna dry up if she sees you cry once. No, in fact, my pussy's gonna get wetter, not because you're crying, but because I see that you trust me and I trust you, and now it creates this space where you can trust each other in a lot of different capacities. If you get what I'm saying.
Has any of the girls here who do OF or anyone else made over 6 figures in a month?
I'm at like 5 figures each month.
5 figures each month, okay. Just curious, how much do the non-OF girls make?
It depends.
Well, you're 19, right? So are you in school right
19.
now? Or?
So I have been going to cosmetology school, but I'm on a leave right now for the summer to make
Cosmetology
money.
school?
Yeah. So
Red flag.
Red flag that a girl's going to school for a passion of hers that she can make money and income from. Oh my God, how terrible.
I make a laughable wage.
But you get to fly for free.
But
too.
I'm rich in happiness and fulfillment.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
I don't pull a traditional salary because I don't have a traditional job. I have investments. I'm not comfortable disclosing my
That's
net
fine.
worth, but I do okay. But I'll go with a salary of $0 since I'm starting a business and I have made $0.
Okay.
I'm a full-time student but have multiple sources of income, so I do well.
Okay.
I'm working at like a stock firm right now, and I'm making $15K a year.
What this guy was trying to use is a gotcha moment about women's wages and how they're less unless they're doing something like OnlyFans, right? Almost every single girl there is either in their young 20s or younger. Like you saw, one's a full-time student, one's 19. One of those other girls is like in her early 20s. And then on top of that, these are girls that are coming onto your podcast. So these are probably women that are in social media that are in different forms of wage. You're not polling an average woman, you're polling super young girls who are either still in school or just starting to work, have had no experience yet, and being like, look at these women's laughable wages compared to an OnlyFans model because sex is the only thing women can sell. Do you not see like the bias within your pool? Women who are in businesses that are non-traditional, women that are super young and are just starting out in like the actual like financial world. I also don't understand why there's an entire podcast just to pull these women on and like try to shit on them, right? That's like the thing about these alpha podcast bros is that their content is just being masculine and shitting on women, but their version of masculinity is shitting on women, which to me is super unmasculine. You have to pick on somebody to feel better about yourself, especially like in their eyes, they see women as weaker, right? And so they're in that respect, you're literally picking on somebody that you see as weaker to feel more masculine in yourself. The fuck? And sure, you could turn around and be like, oh, well, you're doing this whole video on alpha men, but this content is in reaction to. This is to talk about the issues of these podcasts that are made to talk shit about women, to pull young women onto, to try to get them in a gotcha moment.
What's your body count? If body count doesn't matter, what's your body count?
You want me
Yeah, just
to be straight up?
be straight up. You said you were honest before, right?
Yeah.
Do you want us to
honest.
start? Do you want us to go first?
Well, I mean, I feel like, are you guys also going to say yours?
Yeah.
You're gonna be honest?
Yeah.
Is it because it's low?
I'm not going to say mine. But
What?
Why are you asking the question? You shouldn't ask the question if you're not going to answer it.
Well, I think body count matters.
Why?
Which is...
Then answer it.
I'll get into that, but first, let's have you guys answer this question. I thought you were brutally honest.
I am brutally honest, but like at the same time, like this is being like, you know, aired live.
So what he's trying to say is gotcha moment, body count matters because you won't publicly say your body count. Once again, I want to point out 2 very young women where he's asking her to air her body count live to prove it doesn't matter. Now here's the thing, body count doesn't matter, but that doesn't mean that it can't also be a more private thing. For instance, your body count could be something that you want to disclose with a partner, but it doesn't mean you want to disclose it to everywhere where your grandma can hear it. There's a lot of things that I don't think matter that I don't necessarily want my grandma to hear, which, hi grandma, she sometimes watches my videos, which is another reason I won't say everything online. Even though I personally don't care and I personally don't think it matters, it doesn't mean I want everybody in my life to know. Body count doesn't matter. What matters is that you're honest about your STD history, so that way you know that you're having safe sex with a partner. But how many people you've slept with, it doesn't lower your value, and somebody with a lower body count doesn't automatically have more value. I mean, sure, if that's your preference and you really want to date somebody with a lower body count, that's fine, go do that, but it doesn't mean that people who have a higher body count are dirty or worthless. Body count doesn't matter, but it doesn't mean this young girl wants to get on a podcast and tell a bunch of grown fucking men her body count, not because it doesn't matter, but because it's not your business. If I was sitting in a room full of people and it came up, I would openly say it, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna sit here and say it online where an employer could see it, because in that sense, it might matter. It's not that it matters in a romantic relationship. It's not that it matters to like my current partner, right? So why does that matter to you? Why do you care about this girl's body count? It's not like she's interested in you.
Makeup is the most accepted lie in society.
So reshaping your body and like working out and giving yourself toned muscles, that's also changing your appearance.
Conflating exercising and getting fit to makeup, something that can be put on and removed.
Couldn't you compare your beard to makeup since it hides your jawline?
That's true. Yeah, that is true.
So you're comparing a beard to makeup?
Not directly. I'm not saying they're the same thing. I'm just saying you probably having that beard makes you a little bit more flattering looking in the same way that makeup might make a woman look more flattering.
I sort of see what you're saying. Certainly some men, the beard can help shape the jawline a bit. You know, you said that men lie about their height on dating apps. And I said, well, I think women lie more, and that's through makeup and through filters.
I don't know what to tell you, buddy, but if you think a woman's eyelids are actually fucking blue, that's on you. If you look at a woman and you can see she has contour on her face and you think that's how she's gonna look without that contour on her face, that's on you. That's not her business. If you can't look at somebody and see that they have a Snapchat filter on, that's on you. The fact that you're gonna sit here and be like, makeup is a lie, when in fact makeup is literally something that you can see and know is on a woman. And the woman was right with the beard example. It's the idea that it hides your jawline. It changes that. And if you really think about the working out one, I don't think it's exactly the same, but somebody can work out and be toned in a relationship when you get into it and then no longer like work out and keep that same body shape and then change. And therefore, it would kind of be the same thing. The idea that you're presenting something of yourself to somebody and then when you're together in a different scenario, it no longer looks like that. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm not saying that's a negative thing, but I'm saying you can't sit here and be like, makeup is the one when there are that beard and working out example right there as well. I just think it's ridiculous to look at makeup as a lie when it's quite literally something that's advertised everywhere, seen everywhere. You can pick it up at the fucking convenience store and you're gonna be here saying makeup is a lie. No, makeup is something that you know and you see, and if you really think a woman is gonna look exactly the same as she does with a face full of makeup, that's on you. Not her, bud. And honestly, if you can't handle her at her bedhead waking up, then you don't deserve her at her Kylie Jenner at the Met Gala.
If I were 24, I would not even be looking for a long-time partner until I was at least 28, and I feel like 28 is pretty young. There's so much you have to do, and those guys that get married early, they never achieve what they should have achieved, and it doesn't work because he never becomes the man that he could have. I would put my head down and get so deeply ingrained in fitness. I'd go box, business, and build your money and build yourself as a man. I truly believe women bet on horses. They look down at the field and they're like, which one of these guys are gonna win?
If you fall in love and you want to get married and you're younger, you know your partner, know that you're happy, whatever. But there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the people whose goal in life is to get married to somebody they love, have children, and live their life. Like, there's nothing wrong with that if that is what you want in your life. what he's saying about, oh, women betting on horses is absolutely wrong. I mean, it's funny because so many people will be like, oh, women are overly delusional and romantic and in their head and want so much romance and blah, blah, blah. But then they also turn around and they're like, oh, they're just looking at who will be most successful and they're betting on horses. And it's just, you can't have both. I would argue that women are looking for a partner that they love, just like anybody else, just like I feel like anybody else, right? It's just another disrespectful thing of calling women gold diggers, of being like, oh, I just want somebody who's successful. Like, yeah, I think everybody wants to have a successful life, but that doesn't mean that they're gonna fall in love with you simply because they think that you'll be a CEO. That doesn't make any sense to me. Also, is this, what's his name? What's this influencer's name? I had beef with this influencer, wait, one second. Yeah, Cash Baker. Because like 3 years ago, he posted a video that was like very homophobic, and then he was like, it's because I'm Christian. He was like, I'm not homophobic, that's just my religion. And I responded to it and I explained why the video was homophobic. And then he like went into my Instagram DMs, and I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was something like, I'll pray for you or I love you or something like that. But then at the same time was like really upset that I responded to the video explaining why it was homophobic. It was a funny time in ginger top Sybil era. I hope he's happily married and living his best life and is no longer homophobic, but if he still is, hey bestie, just stay away from me. Sorry, that was like a jump scare. I also don't understand this thing of how you can't do things when you have a partner. Like, you can't focus on your goals when you have a partner, because your partner should also be focusing on their goals, right? Like, y'all should be together and supporting each other and still working on life goals. Like, you don't get a partner and then just stop caring. You don't just get a partner and then go, oh, well, now that I have you, what if we just sit in fucking miserable silence for the next 40 fucking years? Like, no, you're still working on traveling, you're still working on your career, you're still working on your goals in life, whatever it could be. I don't understand that mindset. Like, if you want to be single, be single. Don't waste somebody's fucking time by going and dating. Be single, live your best life. But for the people who want to be married in a relationship, like, I don't understand why you're trying to keep them from that as if they can't be successful in one. Because I would argue that, like, wouldn't that make you a weak man if you're incapable of getting married and still being your own person and building yourself? But whatever. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know we didn't get through a ton of these, but I just felt like there was so much content in each of them that I really just wanted to get into it. So this has been Alpha Male Sybil here this has been the alpha of the alphas here to give you some alpha man tips. What else can I give you? Women are gay. Don't talk to them. You know, women are just gay. They're stupid. Don't talk to them. Make sure you're hitting the gym at least 4 times a day. If your muscles haven't completely torn and shredded, are you really a man? Never disclose your emotions, because your emotions are for you only. You want to really create resentment and deep hate in your heart and your soul, so that way every day you grow a little bit darker in your mind and never ever relieve that. Kiss your homies, because women ain't shit. At this point, why don't you just be gay? Have fun. You know, if you want any of my socials, they'll be in the description, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Like the video if you liked it. It helps with the algorithm. Alright, bye.